I read a statistic that shows that the average human being reads 12 books per year. Well, that's like every other statistic. 10 to 20% of people actually read a whole lot while others barely read. But when we add every book read in a year and divide that figure with every adult, we can get 12 books per year. You know that reading is a great skill to have, and that's why you are interested in this video. So I'm going to share with you the 3 simple secrets I use to read a lot of books. If you're an entrepreneur or an ambitious person, we specially invite you to join our motivational channel, which was designed to give you daily inspirations so that you will have the strength to pursue and achieve your most important dreams. We call this channel Hunt TV, and you can join in the description box. 1. Buy a lot of books. For many years, I hated eating avocado, maybe because it's not as sweet as orange and banana, which are my favorite fruits. However, after having my first child, I read somewhere that avocado is very good for kids. When I started buying it for my kid, I would feed her avocado, even though I hated its taste. One day, for no reason, I ate her leftover, and since then I have loved avocado. What does this tell you? Well, don't move near whatever you hate or you end up liking it. This has been proven again and again. If you're a lady and there's a guy you really don't want to date, don't be near him, because if you do, you soon start liking him. The opposite is true too. If there's any good thing you want to do, any food you want to start eating, or any habit you want to improve on, just stay where you see those things that will trigger your action. By far, the most effective strategy to reading a lot of books is to have a lot of books. I think this is very simple, but let me tell you how it works. As at the time of making this video, I have more than 70 new books in my library and still buy books almost every month. The meaning of that is that whenever I wake up in the morning, I see a lot of books and I know there are some exciting things inside those books that might change my life. Then, if I wouldn't read, I would die of guilt. Do you want to read lots of books? Then buy books every month and you suddenly start reading so much books. 2. Separate half an hour per day for reading. In the past, when I set goals and write to-do lists, I simply wish to do those things. Now I have a better strategy, and that is, I give myself time frame for doing these things, so psychologically, it seems very easy to do whatever I want to do. For example, I'm writing the script for this video on a Monday morning. I woke up around 3 this morning and I simply told myself, write for 3 hours and that's it. I set my timer for 3 hours, and what that communicates to my brain is that you only have to be serious for 3 hours, and after then, you can do whatever you like. I use the same strategy to read. I would tell myself, all you have to do is to read 2 hours, then you can watch every silly video you like on YouTube. This way, my brain doesn't see reading as a boring thing that lasts forever. Instead, it sees it as a temporary pain. I'm not a psychologist, but I know that your brain likes precision. You can do more important and boring things if your brain knows that they will last only a few hours. Just imagine telling yourself on a Saturday morning, hey guy, you only have to read 30 minutes and you can do any silly thing you want after then. Who in the world won't do that? Just 30 minutes and I can go back to the social media. Just 30 minutes and I can go watch that video on YouTube. Just 30 minutes. The good thing about starting this way is that you eventually fall in love with reading, and your 30 minutes will become an hour, and 1 hour will become 2 hours, and that's how you become a bookworm. 3. Read on the subject that interests you. Some time ago, I was reading a marketing book called Scientific Advertising, written by Claude C. Hopkins in the year 1923. Hopkins in this book was talking about how some people think that if a sales page is long, people won't read it. Then he argued that advertisement is not targeted at the public, but at those who seriously have a problem, which the ad solves. Anyone will read a long sales page if the subject of that page is about the problem they really have. The same with books. People who don't read books seem to be those who don't have passion about anything significant, or they don't have books about what they are passionate about. If you want to read a lot of books, start reading about the subject you are passionate about, or increase your desire for things that matter to your success in life. Take for instance, if you are not passionate about entrepreneurship, you shouldn't try and read books about entrepreneurship, but you can increase your desire about the subject. Desire often leads to interest, and interest makes you thirsty and want to know more about a particular subject. If you are fascinated by our universe, the animals, or money, these are the subjects you should start reading about. As you read and grow, you develop interest in other subjects and you can shift your attention to those. I started reading with self-help books. I love Brian Tracy books, amongst many other writers. As time went by, I started reading about entrepreneurship. At some point, I concentrated on marketing books, and now I read much of biography plus. Unlike before, I'm not interested in science and fiction. So simply start with the subject you're interested in, and as you read and grow, you naturally develop interest in other subjects. If you want to read a lot of books, buy books all the time. Separate half an hour every day for reading and start reading on the subjects you're interested in. And just before you go watch other videos on YouTube, if you're an entrepreneur or an ambitious person, we invite you to join our motivational channel. The objective of the channel is to give you daily inspiration so that you will have the strength to pursue and achieve your most important dreams. We call this channel Hunt TV, and you can join in the description box. We love you.